Okay guys, welcome to ISE 2026. My name is David Meyerowitz from Trinnov Audio. I am the technical international sales manager for Trinnov Audio. We've got a wonderful group of partners at the show here. So we're with Wisdom, we're with Screen Research, Mad VR. We've got our demo theatre behind you. So yeah, hopefully you get some shots of that in a short while. So why are we here from Trinnov? So with Trinnov Audio, we're debuting the Altitude CI. Okay, so it's the European launch of the Altitude CI. It's a very different product to what we've brought to the market before. So our existing Altitude 32 and 16 platform still remains, but the Altitude CI comes in as a very different approach. So it's a whole new hardware platform. It's a whole new software platform, which I'll show you in a second. But the main headlines of the product are that we can mix analogue, AES-EBU, and Dante. Very unique to the marketplace. So scenarios where you've got complex routing through your speakers, we can go with Dante, and where you maybe need analog for subwoofers or for other amplification, we can absolutely do that. So the product out of the box comes with 8 channels. Okay, so that's 8 analog, 8 AES-EBU, or 8 Dante. We can mix and match those, and then you add licenses on top of that. So you really only pay for what you need in terms of the customer. The previous platforms where you have to upgrade the hardware, they're in big jumps of number of channels, which is more costly for the user. At this point, we upgrade every 2 channels. So from anything from 8 up to 32. We have another chassis on the way, which will actually go up to 64 channels. Okay, so that's where you've got your big screening rooms, DCI, Atmos solutions. So yeah, we've got a lot on the way. So let's have a walk through the new UI. So it's very much a wizard-based setup, so much more intuitive than our previous software, meaning better results faster. That's the key. So we start by making some selections, and then we need to choose how many speaker channels we have in the room. So let's choose some speakers. Let's add some subwoofers, and you can visually see what's going on in that room. If we go to our expert mode, we can now choose from all the different nomenclatures. So whether that's Dolby, whether it's CDS RP22 recommendations, whether it's Trinnov, we can choose that nomenclature, and we can add our speakers as needed. In terms of the routing, we can route everything with Dante, and then our subwoofers, we can make them analog. So this is the flexibility that the product offers. We then test all our channels, and then we get into the calibration part. So that's the first part of the wizard. The next part is going through calibration. So the microphone here, we replace that in the listening position. Because it's connected to the processor via an Ethercon connection, it provides power and communication. So we can ingest the compensation file, the calibration file for the mic automatically. We press next, and then we do some pre-calibration level alignment, get the speakers roughed in before the optimizer takes over and does the rest. We then go through our measurements. How many measurements do you want? And we have a lot of information on the screen about the placement of the speakers, where they actually show up in the 3D space, what their bandwidth is, what their levels are, their delays. All of that is presented to you in the front. So once you've taken those measurements, that is 90% of the way there. We then need to go into the fine-tuning, adding bass management, adding target curves. But for those that know our user interface from previous, you'll see this is a massive evolution. This interface will come to the Altitude 16 and 32 as well. It will be later this year. We're targeting end of the summer, but you know how these things go. So we'll obviously keep you up to date. But yeah, that is the Altitude CI from Trinnov Audio.